We were always saying we've never beaten South Africa in South Africa. Huge accomplishment down there. With the 14 men. Huge-ish.
It turned out to be a missed opportunity, and on reflection, I mean, 2016 was the year the Boks fell apart.
Yeah.
And they weren't that bad in the tour against us. I think we rocked a pretty good team actually. But
we did. We were a bit short on players as well. We were minus Johnny Sexton and a few other lads, and lost a few while we were over there as well. But they were so poor this year. Like the Springboks, I don't know what has happened. Well, we do know some of what's happened.
Poor coach, poor hire, not a lot of vision.
Politics involved in the game and team selection, which is
sure, and then just I was always amazed that they managed to put it together, because they have players all over the world. They had guys in Ireland and France in Japan, very few players playing in South Africa, and that's lessening again and again, and yet they somehow managed to come together and be a good unit. And
it's starting to not happen anymore.
Yeah,
we've actually, this has been one of the things we were musing before as well, when we were bitching about the likes of Toulon and some French clubs who are buying a load of names, and even actually closer to home, Ulster as well. All loads of Springboks end up coming up Northern Hemisphere, applying their trade around here, and have done for the last few years. Some of them were closer to retirement age, but now we're getting slightly younger people again coming for the money, and it's negatively affecting both, because now South Africa's international team in a bit of a shambles. France's team as well. These are the guiltiest party. Australia now, because more Australians now are jumping the boat up here.
Public disinterest.
The only one that's not going to affect are New Zealand.
It's happening
France
there.
aren't powerful enough to undermine New Zealand rugby.
It's happening there too. Cruden just yesterday signed
for Montpellier.
But the conveyor belt
they will have someone
it's
else
with
me. It'll be Bowden Barrett and some other kid we haven't even heard of that'll break on the scene this year in Super Rugby.
Right. Yeah.
But that's one of the trends we were noticing, and now South Africa have had, I can't remember a worse year for them.
No,
it's 2016,
never happened.
Not in my lifetime.
Well, maybe the apartheid years when they weren't playing any rugby, but no, they've never been this bad, not in a professional era.
Which did kind of take some of the gloss from the result we had over the summer, certainly upon reflection.
Just the Boks, we touched on them already, we're just... In the context of 2017,
what's going to happen?
Do you see something happening?
To be honest, not really.
No.
I kind of think they'll probably lose. They'll lose to New Zealand. They may lose to Australia, and they may lose in Argentina.
Yeah, it's definitely not a quick fix over there.
And just the way they're going about it, and that's.
Coetzee going nowhere. Not this year, anyway.
Yeah, Coetzee is staying there, and he is a clown, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He has no plan.
Touch of the deer in headlights, alright.
Yeah, no plan, and just total reverse. Like, Henrik Mayer got a bad rep. I really liked what he was trying to do with the Boks, and I thought when Willie LaRue came on scene, all these new players, they were playing a lovely brand, and it kind of wasn't completely divorced from what they were doing before, because they still had the grunt up front.
They regressed. They regressed in 2015 in World Cup year. There was a touch of panic, and they sort of reverted to type and got beat by Japan and Argentina and Ireland and all of these teams. And I'm
sure we know all about that kind of the Eddie O'Sullivan thing in Ireland of doing great all the way up to, and then completely making a shambles of a World Cup campaign. And never being axed before you can recover from that.
And then being replaced with a Declan Keaton.
Yeah,
like
the
parallels.
Just the quotas that they're bringing in as well, and it's wrong think, and it's going to set them back, because a lot of the other teams, like the professionalism in rugby across the board, has driven the game onwards. There's been huge exponential growth over the last 7 years or so, 7 to 10 years. It's unrecognisable from the game it was even a decade ago. Yeah. It's also fine tuned. All the standard of coaching is one that we've noticed in the last 2 years has gone huge, grown hugely.
More than 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, just coaches by and large now have a good broad sense of what they need to do in the game, but also each team, each kind of player is picked for specific purposes. The 23-man game has now come into the fore. Like, you need to have these impact players off the bench. You need to have a plan for how to use them, and you need to be training a certain way. You need to have an identity as a team. You need to have a good blend of youth and experience.
And the Boks
have none of that.
Not even a little.
None of that, and they're not even trying to engage with that as a way to think about it. They're
pretty much treading water.
They're treading water and getting off on some of the big names, some of the great players that they do have. Similar to France. They have some great players. They can beat some great teams because they are very good, objectively, just talent, skill level for skill level. But it's being found out more and more